And also say notice to how traders, or those who appropriate the good of the Sangha, fail to profit from their earning, however great. And we can do obviously, directly. And like someone is all the time is doing some pujas in order to get the dangerous offerings. And also someone's doing all the time trade in order to become the rich. But it's very difficult and to have some happiness from the earning or how much you great earned or the succeed. And you a lot things you profit, earn, but from this, what you gain, it's difficult to have some comfortable, happy, and so on. On the other hand, people now experience the effects of their past generosity, never lack wealth all their lives. And this is like comparisons. First, the paragraph is saying, someone hasn't got any on the past generosity activities. And then in this present life, how much you put effort, how much you do trade, try to be rich, try to comfortable, to do many different things, which is the way to get through the robber, or through thief, or through cheating, relate to the trade, and also sometimes acting, wearing monastery robes, and go to in the benefactors, and doing the pujas in order to get the dangerous offerings. But maybe some in the perspective, you got it, as much as you got it, that much uncomfortable, because it's the tendencies, propensity of the past life. And mind is a poor, and material is you are poor or rich, doesn't matter, you poor. Maybe material's level you are rich, but your mind is poor. Then we are poor. And the thoughts of the stinginess and sense of the loss and covetousness and desire to the others' belongings, so on. And it's in yourselves how much you have things, but never ever be the happy. But this challenge, like kind of the opposite, Someone is not like this. Maybe someone has a lot of past generosities. Maybe it's like in the past life, they never stolen things. And also top of that, acted a lot of generosities. And in this life, there's not much doing. Looks like relax, but everything's going very well. They naturally to get a lot of profit. Whatever you do, very much successful. There's no kind of the effort, not much, but kind of never making the lesser efforts. How to say, never making problems by food, clothes, anything else. Really? Oh yes. That is the truth. When we look very carefully, be honestly in our human societies. And someone is rich. One maybe decades ago, we was problems. You know, this financially problems. Some banks. And there is one bank manager. He has many millions euros. He never happy. He still says, we haven't got much. We need to work. We need to earn money. Want to develop. And during this financial problem, like kind of banks, he lost 1 million. But he has many millions. But then he said, oh, I lost money. I need to die. He killed himself. Then it's like things, what is the useful? Nothing useful. But some is families, there's not a million on earth. They're just enough food, clothes, but very enjoyed. Because their mind has such contentment, satisfaction, and also maybe they have some in the past, not many negative karma of the stolen things. And whatever they have, very useful, comfortable. And therefore, this is the obvious. It is true, this kind of, we have comparison. So, conclusion is, if you have hope of the getting rich and devoted your effort to acts of the charity and making offerings here. Generally, when we make meritorious, generosity, or like kind of the merit, through the physically and through belonging and virtues. These three things we can make meritorious. Body, belonging, virtues. These three things too can make meritorious. Meritorious means to help to the others, support to the others. And that is such a kind of the virtuous benefit. We're talking about charities and generosities, offerings. And also when we at these three things, belonging our own self. Like for example, I have my own body. I have some things belonging mine. And I'm sometimes doing virtual things, recite money and recite prayer, sometimes meditation, generate bodhicitta, follow up the sadhana. Very nice translators. Literally translate how you can translate. Okay. And then this is belonging the minds, my body, my belonging, and my virtues. Then it's like says, oh, now I need to do some meritorious. And how I can to make meritorious? I need object. And if my cloth, my belonging, to put in the garden, is make meritorious? No, nothing. And I'm go to the in the ground to dig. But I say I'm working. What? What it is? Just maybe negative action, nothing. Okay, I do virtual things. Finished. Then, just live like this. Maybe there's something positive. Just once maturate, finished. And then it's like, oh, now I'm doing something. I want to do meritorious. That means I want to create source of happiness. Effortlessly, in the future, maybe I want to be happy. I want to support. And maybe also you don't need to think someone is difficult to practice compassion, but you need compassion yourself also. I need to make happy tomorrow, next month, next life, next year, next life. Then I need to do virtues. But maybe it's like a body belonging virtues only to using myself. It is a virtue. Maybe it's not very much virtue. And then I need object. Then it's when we look at the round, there is object, superior object, inferior object. Superior object, like some is very important. Maybe some superior Buddha, Bodhisattvas, doing something such benefit for other sentient beings. And maybe we can put a little bit insight, my belonging. Maybe I can to contribute, I offering by my body. Maybe I'm offering to my belongings. Maybe also I'm offering my virtues. And these holy, genuine activities become more large, spread forever to happen in this world. And to say, please, could you accept my contribution by my body? Maybe can you accept my contribution of my belongings? Doesn't matter big or small. Can you accept my contribution of my virtues? And could you accept it? Can you extend your activities? And could you give more strength, education, not generally blessing, to the others, like Buddha and Bodhisattvas, activities extended and radiant to other sentient beings, how much you receive the benefit. And we are related to the 7 branches of the offerings, prostrating. confess, offerings, and rejoicings, and to pray, supplicating to say, continue to teaching, blessing. Your realization of Dharmakayas, please radiant over into samsaras, to dispel the darkness of the sufferings. And like this, to relate to the 7 branches of the offerings, we are our superior object. We are doing accumulation merit. Then we have inferior object, suffering sentient beings. Oh, I want to help to them. And through my body, through my belongings, to say, may my body, I want to contribute to those sentient beings. Like you remember in the history of the one Welsh fish. In India, ancient times, there is one pandemic came. All the hospital doctors cannot do nothing. Then people died. And certainly there was, or not certainly, then king asked to all the doctors, everybody, can you find quickly vaccine or the antidote? They said there's one, we discovered one fish. This fish is like more whale, I think, near Rohus in Tibet. And this one is, if the meat we have, then maybe it's antidote. If without that, we are going to die, everybody said. And then he was so suffering. And then in the early, one special day, the king, take shower, put perfume, nice wearing clothes, and went to top of his palace. Says, I want to contribute my body, my belonging, and my virtues. I'm jumping from this. May I become quickly this fish. Benefit for those pandemics. He did. He immediately died, and they reborn this kind of the fish. And one fish is coming to how do you say, on the shore of the sea. And this fish speak human language. Say, cut my bodies. Everybody was shocked. One fish speaking humans. And says, don't worry, I'm your king. Our king is already died. He jumps. Yes, that I did. Now I'm a fish. And you can to cut my body to eat. Then you can to survive. And like this, and maybe we can to say, those may be suffering sentient beings. Someone sick, someone hungry, someone is like thirsty. May my body, I want to contribute. Of course, maybe we don't know this is which kind of we can do it, but friendly speak, a useful way to be gentle, and any kind of perspective to need to help to the others. Help. Help. Wonderful. You can to serve us tea kindly. You can serve one pancake. You can to clean one person's room. Maybe someone is maybe weak, old person, some carries. Maybe you can to help. When you is through the physically, you can to show the very kindly and smiling and peacefully. Where is talking through your body, physically never ever shows ugly things. Sometimes our sanghas inside, tornado is occurring. All the kitchen things are the completely terrible things happen. Electric thing, cups is like. Then it's like they're showing it's very. I think it's, and our sangha is not that like this, but very, very aggressive to showing. Not good. Be gentle, smiling. It is a big, generous, big kind of the meritorious Buddhist. And you just kind of the offered to the others. Say, my body is a given to the sentient beings, whoever want. And our practice, once I was in the first, I received the teaching of the word of my perfect teacher. And finally we finished it. This is first my teacher was Khenpo Deshinam, very great practitioner, he's Khenpo. And then finally we practiced like a poa. And very funny, there's one monk, now he's not monk, but now it's like, I'm maybe 5, 6, 7, much older than me. He has one student, a very terrible student. He's maybe 9, 10 years old. And then during that we are making poa, and he says, this the student is making, he's beating his student. He's visualized, and the other hand is like a palm here, other hand, like this. Our sangha sometimes doing. When we practice the whole to take my body, whoever want, I'm offering blood and my flesh, and certainly kitchen is coming. Someone's a little provoke, nothing forgot it, to break all the cups and everything, and very aggressively to run. Then how we can to give our body to the others? How we can to take my body? So. And if like the belongings things, also says like to making the generosities. Try as much as you can. All the time is to do like this, holding. Not very good. You don't need to become the rich. You know, Patrul Rinpoche says, if you have like 100 euro, maybe 99 you can to keep. 1 euro to change, 100 cents. Maybe make generosities to give the charities. That's also you making merit. All the time keep holding like this, you know. I'm doing. I have some very, very, very ugly, dirty clothes. And normal persons, they no doubt immediately in the rubbish bin. But I'm looking, no, next time I want. Hold is like holding to keep. But certainly you die. Your belongings are useless. Maybe you have more problems. Then it's a little bit. Of course, to making generosity huge things, we need to achieve some level of the bhumis. Impossible. That is but step by step. Maybe if you can to say, 1 biscuit, 1 cup of the tea, maybe 1 tea bag. Do in Tibet. Someone is buy the needle to sewing, their offering. Really, really, one of our child. These days may be embarrassed. Maybe someone's to buy 100 needles to offer a little bit. But why not? You can. Maybe you can to buy this kind of tea bag, 1 tea bag. Not much. Make generosity, connections. Wonderful. Buy 1 biscuit. Maybe it's like, maybe someone lack of the tea. Yeah, I give you 1 tea bag. Wonderful. And the receiver cannot say, you give me only 1 tea bag. Cannot to say. You say, yes, that's. Don't need to become angry. I mean, this is sometimes happened. Once I was in the shopping center. There's one Egypt lady says, you are Buddhist monk, give me monies. I have 100 or 200 Benjamin franc. That's all, nothing. I give to 100 Benjamin. 100 Benjamin franc. You are a monk, give more. And I said, Madam, no. And then it's like bad guy, it's the temperature's coming, tornadoes coming. Go away, not. She looks like nothing this one. Sometimes this kind of happened. Maybe it's good that moment. Sometimes we give 1 cent, sometimes making big problems. They say, you give me 1 cent. Oh yes, sorry. You accept or not accept. Like this kind of, do much better. If you want to help yourself, do it. All the time it's like kind of the be very stingy person. And like this, not kind of connect to any charities, not to connect to any kind of the offering. We say it's offering. Receivers, you should to take care to accept them. You offered, why not? If I'm like there's black riding horse or fake, or doesn't matter, I offered. I'm a pure perception. I did like this. Myself, fantastic. And then it's no problem. Like this, it's a little bit to connect the charity. And then I think it's through your compassion, kindness, really it's very necessary. And then it's virtuous. Maybe recite money with compassion, prayers, circumambulation. 1, for example, we say if you come into Dharma city, we have 4 Dharma wheels. Maybe each one you by way of the by or by way, you can turn to 1 or 2 times. It's just beside you doing things. Virtue, dedicated to the benefit for sentient beings. Wonderful, it helps to benefit for yourself, benefit for others. Then sometimes it says, I need to do the virtues. How? Meditate. Go to the retreat. 3 years, many years. And sometimes we are very much tentatively. When I become almost it's like dirty is coming out, too much stress. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I'm hardest pain, yes, today, tomorrow, too much to put hope. Want to realize something. What do you need to realize something? Huge hope and expectations. Then it's doing virtues, recitation, mantra, prayer, going sadhana. I'm not sure it is the benefit. But 1 single money, dedicated, generous. Maybe 1 single money can to lead you to enlightenment. But your perspective, nothing can do expectations. This kind of, you should say, we need to connect to the charity. We need to connect to the something. Very important. This continent of the Jamba Vipassana gives a particularly power to the effect of the actions. It's a truth in our land, in this universal Jamba Vipassana. Not translating. Not translating. Oh yes. Not translating. The continent of the Jambu-Vipa. In the Western, do you have the name of this continent? Scientific, how do you call the blue star? Blue earth. Okay, earth. Of course, earth is earth. Why you need to say blue earth? Okay, in a Buddhist according to Buddha's cosmologies, we call the Jambu-Vipa. It's our continent. According to the mountain mirror, someone says believe the mountain mirror. Someone says not believe the mountain mirror. Someone says universal is like this. Someone says mountain mirror or the universe is like flat. And someone says like moon and the sun is going round to the earth. Someone says like sun is in the middle, moon and the earth is going to round. Doesn't matter whatever they say, they say. In this continent, you call them Jambu-Vipa or not Jambu-Vipa. You call the earth. Oh, in this continent, it is marvelous. Why? You kind of doing things, you can immediately result. Give the particularly power to the effect of the actions. And this morning, oh no, we made tea. Fire on, electric kettles put tea or water, put on the fire, put the milk tea, and there is. So immediately the result, delicious milk tea. Ah. Maybe some other continent, if you want to maybe tea, first 9 years you need to prepare fire. Then maybe 9 years prepare the cattle. 9 years collect water. 9 years, someone doing like this. 9 years. 9 years is to collect the milk. 9 years to cutting the is ginger. Finally result. Maybe not need to reaching next life. But some in the continent, you don't need to do nothing. There's no object. Everything's spontaneous. How do you say it's like we would to say it's a little bit animals. Animals also a little contribute for the families, yes. But they are like kind of the food preparations. You choose to go to where it's naturally. Grass, natural water. Maybe some it's like vegetarian animals. Like this, some in the continent, food, clothes, and belongings or the 5 desires, natural, automatically. You don't need to put effort. You don't need to give. Someone is to give you job. Nothing, no need. Everything is ready. Everything's ready. Then we can't do nothing, positive, negative. Just maybe some, I'm not sure. Like our continent is not like this, really, really particularly power to the effect of the actions. To that, what we do early in life, It's likely to have an effect later in the same life, in this life. It's truth. Absolutely. Maybe sometimes the karma effect is immediately. We do like this now, and after immediately result like this. It's make joke. One person's want to, ball hit it to the other's face. It don't damage it, but it's very funny, You feel like the, but of course sometimes pain. And then it's like he throw out like this. Ball is direct, but the other one's a little bit. The front there is one is pillow or something. Ball is hit it there and jumping back, hit himself. And then other ones, ha ha ha, immediate retributions. Like this. First bad had his wish, wanted to beat others' face, but the other ones nothing. Make kind of the joke, okay? In the Buddha's cousin brothers, how he died. And you remember, you can look at his stories. And he wanted to kill the Buddha. And Buddha's traveling in the below the mountains. And then it's like he went to the top of the mountain. He prepared the huge rocks, to sending, ruling to the Buddha. And then as the Buddhas come, he sent, and the rocks fell. And he's looking how it's hit to the Buddha. And some is like certainly, like Buddha, he can't receive that. Something is like happened. And he was so shocked and sad to look. Suddenly he fell into the mountain. He's ruling. And Buddha, he saw that this huge rock went to a different way. And suddenly a small rock is coming to fall. But it's not a stone, it's Devadatta. And from there, blood everywhere. What happened? Buddha, he's like kind of holding, what happened? Then due to that, he died. And then he confessed, all what I did. And like this is the very much kind of the affection. It's immediately like this. Sometimes it's like sayings like when we sick, when we problems, lack of food, clothes, lot of obstacles. Maybe in order to prevent these things, maybe to do a little bit meritorious. Maybe it's like in this continent, karmic effect. Probably, maybe yesterday we did something. Maybe it's a maturation effect today. Today we do something. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next month, next year. Maybe maybe. Therefore, it says, affect later in the same life, or even right away of the dawn in certain exceptional circumstances. Like a kind of the dawn or doers or something, if you really is connected, something is nice field, earth, ground. If you make some agriculture, it's sometimes lucky to have fantastic harvests. Like agriculture, you can become very rich. And like this, it's a Buddha. During the Buddhas, there's two guys came. And one guy was negative ideas. One guy has positive ideas. And then as the Buddhas coming to on the path, his retinues. He was one is the full of the palm and the corn or rice, I don't know. He threw out that kind of offering. And there's a true seed heated. One is in the begging bowl of Buddha. One is heated in the near his body. And according to this small Meritorious, he become the many, many lifetimes king, rich like. And like this, some small Meritorious, result very huge. And therefore, maybe we can do something. It's like in this life, as much as we can do some meritorious, virtuous things. It's very important. So to resort to the thief, fruit, or the other way of the taking what is not given in the hope of the getting rich is to do just the opposite of what we had intended. And that is the kind of the truth. In order to be rich, powerful, or like comfortables, we have a lot of kind of resort, taking refuge, and like kind of put hope, doing negative things, thief, fruit, or other like kind of the ways, negative way. And like we can to say, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, all the 10 negative actions doing in order to get some comfortable life, be rich. But never give happiness. Why? Because in our mind have a very much strong wish to be rich. But doing negative actions, then it doesn't corresponding. Just the opposite of what we had intention, happiness, doing like a kind of thief and a fruit, or other kind of the lying, killing, so on. And this is therefore in the Bodhisattva Shantadeva, he says, sentient beings has a strong wish, hope to have happiness, but they all the time is involved negative activities. Then of course the result is all the time is sufferings. They like doing, they wish, all the time is opposite challenge. But of course they don't want, but they have such ignorance. Like this, maybe now we understood, if we want to become rich, powerful, successful, we should to stop any kind of the 10 negative actions. For example, we do give up the 10 negative actions, like a kind of stop killing, maybe to save some animals, maybe in the street, maybe in the like kind of someone's killing, to release fish, any animals. And also stop to the stealing, to try to make generosities. Instead doing sexual misconduct, to have some discipline, not hurting to the others. And this is very important. In order to lion stop telling the truth. And also it's like in order to give harsh word, or stay to give harsh word, and to be like to give kindness. Oh yes, darling. Oh yes, sweet. Oh yes, love. Oh yes, sugar. Oh yes, chili. Oh, sorry. This kind of sweet wood. Sweet wood. Why not? And also in the covetousness, rejoicing. How many things give up concerning sentient beings, your parents, your child, your partner. Give compassion. Wrong view, change, follow up the correct. And do like this. That is the very best, as much as we can. 100%. Give a big guarantee. Not my guarantee. Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Life is going up more and more, automatically. automatic more. Happy, successful. Really, if you all the times bad thoughts, doing 10 negative actions, it's yourself never become the comfort. I give you guarantees. Therefore, we need to do something. Connect to the charities, offering things. Never do again this kind of stupid way. And we all the times doing like this. We hope we want to be rich. Any moment we're doing thief, robber, cheating, stealing things. Then it's the karmic effect. Well, tap us in the word of the Pretas for many kalpas. All the times poor guys, poor. Would you like to like this become? Someone say, why not? No, okay. Maybe someone say, no, I want to stop negative things. I don't want to be in the Puritas. If I need be in the Puritas, I need to help to them. But when we be there, we can't help, like now human beings. If someone says help, how we can to help? I don't know. Physically we can help, verbally, mentally, but very difficult. There's one Lama said, student. Some students, do you need help? The Lama said, yes, I need help. If you help yourself, that you are helping to me, sir. Very much nice word. You know, for example, if you are really Lama or the Bodhisattvas, some is your disciple, some sentient beings, to change their behaviors from the negative, doing positive, to help themselves, they be very happy, very pleased, because they know my compassionate is like parents. Parents' perspective, children's doing very well, they are very happy, like this. And even towards the end of this life, we're doing all the times negative things, like same way of the thief, robbery, burglars, cheaters, coding activity of the trade, and accepting the like dangerous offerings. And then is what happens. Even in this life, it will begin to affect us, maybe something in the past, it's okay, will make us more and more impoverished, impoverished. Coffee, that's nice. Impoverished. Do you know impoverished? Yes? What does it mean? Impoverished, worse and worse, worse and worse. And worse, weak and weak. Like this, more and more terrible things happened. And also, if you will be briefed of any control over the few positions that remain to us. What does it mean? Briefed. And if you have a little bit, maybe you have belongings, but you cannot to use it yourself, and make sometimes the joke in the Europeans. Sometimes we are, of course, democratic country, but sometimes your own like kind of money in the bank is not easily to use. You want to do something to do, maybe big things, they ask. You need to kind of the proof. This is my money. No, you cannot say. And if you spend something, why you spent? There's kind of controlling. And this is nothing compared. Sometimes whatever we have, things like a kind of the honey beer. You know, honey bears, they collect whole summer honeys from different flowers. Then someone came, they take away. It is like difficult to use your own, like others' powers over it. And this kind of, then it's happened if you all the time is doing negative way in order to be rich, like way of the thief, robbery, cheating, according to traders. And also our avarice. It's in the mentally, we have such avarice, stinginess, sense of the loss. We make us feel more and more dissatisfied. That is the really very much. It's like same as the me. I'm complaining. I have enough money in my bank. But I'm saying, oh, I have problem money. I cannot to pay this and that. Can you help me? Maybe next month I will become poor. Some even the millionaires, they all the times they do. I have 1 million. I cannot to making problems. Name of the millions, wonderful. To keep in the bank that. Then it's like, in order to like a daily spend, I need to find other way. And like kind of the etc. So maybe you have 100, 200, 500. You have separations banks. As you sure that this is my money, I need to hurry up to get job and to do. It's because I'm poor. So behind in the backside there's 1 million. And worried and like a little bit, it's like you want to buy some sandwich. Which cheapest sandwich can you? Why? Because I haven't got much money. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a very ugly sandwich. Very cheap you can to buy. That one's organic, healthy, expensive. What is it? Yeah, I will take the jungle. It's a one. It's because it's oh yeah. But inside, in the back, in the bank, there's millions. Like this sort of the like avarice. Even you have everything is fantastic, but it's never ever have kind of satisfactions. Dissatisfied. Oh, no money, no food, no, sir. And one beggar, he's making joke. His life, he begged. Every day money, sir. He saved money. And he was, I think, 1 million or the billions money at the end of life. And then he said, like, finally he said, I'm not poor. Now, all my life, I'm begging money. But now I save like this. This is a very positive history. He gave all big charities to help to the other sentient beings, other human beings. I think I heard this, he's wonderful, he make a big source of that to help, like charities. But sometimes, really, it's rich persons, it's more problems, more dissatisfaction. These things is better to take care. Also, it's a coming to say, you don't need to be connected to charities or something, but even yourself, make comfortable. Maybe nice food, nice clothes, nice house. If you do like this, your belonging, you earn, you collect things, it's useful for you. Even you cannot use like this, your life is all the time dissatisfied, homeless, not proper food, but you save in the something in the bank. Happen this, many. And I want to say it's like this kind of. Maybe we are our Dharma Sanghas, not that, no, don't worry to say, we can't say it. But generally speaking, be mind contentment, very important. Never need to complain. Collect to the 10 positive actions. Avoid the 10 negative actions. Whatever you have, to be happy, enjoy. And the life is wonderful, really wonderful. You are not rich, but you are happy. You are not powerful, you are rich, you are happy. You are not kind of like plenty food, but whatever you have things is making you satisfaction, sufficient, and happy. And if you are inside like a kind of absent of the avarice, stinginess, then you're happy, your mind is there's contentment, rich mind. Mind is wonderful. Like this, it's like in the past, some is according the similarity, how this is the action similarity, the cause, experience similarity, the cause. And sometimes we is in this life, everything we have, but all the times complain, all the times dissatisfied, deprived, however wealthy we may be, complain, awful things has happened. No necessary, coffee is like his. Delicious coffee. You don't want coffee? I'm a wake up. Our position will become the cause of the harmful actions. Then it's according to the things. It's like kind of harming to us. And it's truth stories. Where I am born, near this, by this village, there's another village. And in this village, not really village, a little like kind of the province, and there was one couple, no children, but very rich. They have a lot of coral, pearl, gold, diamonds, not diamond, but many jewel things. Then Chinese came, that occupy, of course, all the rich are killed. Then, of course, the rich things they take away. They were very much stingy. What can we do? What can we do? And then they collect everything. They put some in the vial, like in the empty place. They put one rope. They dig very deep ground. They had in there, and then this rope is outside in the earth. Then Chinese came, occupied. They old, of course, they have now reached. They died in the prison. And then it doesn't matter. Left after the maybe few years, one shepherd, like a sheep or a cow, I don't know, shepherd, he found one corner of the piece of the rope he want to take out. Rope is direct into the earth. Then he chose to dig. Why it is one rope comes from the earth. And he dig, and finally he's more go deep. There's one bog, big bog. And it's like maybe it's a calf, something like this. He opened inside a lot of jewels, but there's a true snake. One black snake. And he tried to open and like attacking. He was very scared. He put back and to earth to back. And then he went. But in the secretly, he asked some lama, and after the revolutions, all the lamas become shepherd. You can easily to talk, because cannot to be in the monastery didn't. And then this lama thinking, how you get it? I'm telling to you secret. I found like this, but there's two snakes. And then this lama said, now I understand. There's one couple, I know. Probably they thinks. And then after day, and this lama said, yes, poor. This couple is too much avarice, stingy, attached to their own jewels. When they killed the Chinese or died in the prison, they immediately to reborn their snake, kind of the keeping this jewel. Like this, sometimes our belongings is very much harmful. If this couple, maybe this not their jewel, these things, maybe they don't need to reborn snake. Maybe it's like different. Why they need to come back in this awful box? And then he said, it's like, okay, maybe I can do some prayer, you can to take. You don't use this one. Maybe slowly you can take out to sell, to do something for the foundation of the charities, maybe something in the future. If you use that yourself, maybe you will sick, you will die. Then he said, yes. And after he went, maybe what the Lama did, there's no snake. Then he took and he used many different. Later he's talked to, I think my parents or some, this is obvious, okay? It's truth, his stories. And like this, in the Buddha's says, like you remember, there's like one couple, I think, reborn in the hell. And then it's like, I think in Jatayana or someone's going to in the hell. They send message. But it's like really, I want to tell in the truth, if we can to translate. There's one, how do you say, guy. One lady also too. He's very much practitioners. All the time, money on money. Sometimes he says, well, the Lama is crying. And he said, why are you crying? How much is suffering in the samsara, those beings? He has something seen. And he said, and then certainly he's dead possessed, something he's dying. But he's like kind of the lying down, no breath, but warmth is never go away. They keep 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, more than that 1 week. It's still like fresh warmth there, but not very much breath. And then after the 7 days, he's come back, like a zombie way. Everybody is around, we ask, afraid. There's one Lama, they ask, how they not going to really is die, we cannot to, how do you say, to clean up the body. And then this Lama says, okay, he's a great practitioner. Maybe surely it's not become bad things. And certainly 7 days he's kind of the wake up. And then they asked this Lama, maybe that is very good. You need to do something quickly to write, like secretary, quickly that we can ask to this. And then they went. And he's choose to like kind of someone's wake up. And to get up, body is normal. fresh, nothing, just during the 7 days, not breathe them. And then he says, like kind of the tears come. What happened to you? Something to you? Oh, yes. I have very strange. Then he's talking how he went to all the realms, particularly in the hell and the hungry ghosts. And then he's telling. And many hours, and then suddenly he said, I want to drink something. And then the Lama said, okay, now give tea. They give tea. After, can you tell? Forgot it. Don't remember. Before that, then they wrote. We have this text in the future. Then it's like, when he went to theirs, he met many, it's like people. He give the names. One place, like one person's name is like this. This person told to me, this area is like this. I don't know. This person's waiting in the hell to send message to me to say it's like, oh, in my house, I had things, not telling to the families and hide it. I have very much, when I died, so strong desire attachment. According that I'm reborn in the hell, can you tell to my children's grandchildren to take out and to make something is the foundation. And later this person's telling to all the researched, oh my gosh, everybody's discovered. And then they send the message. It's like kind of the post. And like this, and sometimes it's our positions. It's harmful things. If we haven't got stinginess, we never do the negative actions. We don't do the negative actions, then they never harm. Like this, it is like when we look at the poor and the rich. Sometimes the poor is more happy, more not like harmful. There's just the Dzogchen Ranyak Patrul Rinpoche, the author of the 37 practice of the Bodhisattvas. Someone asked, when I become the rich, what can I do? It's very good. You can to make generosity, to make meritorious, then it's good, okay? To be happy. If I'm poor, what can I do? Very good. You don't need to take in nothing. You are free and also be happy. And this kind of many ask us to be happy and to have contentment, satisfaction. Then your life is wonderful. Like this, anyway, it is like sometimes when we have something positions, maybe due to the past life, maybe we done some positive things, maybe in this life we become rich and we have very comfortable life. Maybe this one is proudly and covetous, how do you say, like avarice way or the stinginess way. Don't do like this. Make happy, even yourself. Someone says like, you are talking about that. Maybe you need to something might be longer than 100% nothing. But it's like Dharma, it says, to yourself, to make happy. And maybe it's like in the families, someone is comfortable. Make more comfortable. Why not? Until you die, your belongings, things is to make happy, wonderful things for you. Then that is one point. It's like I have before one secretary, one lady. I love her very much. Disappeared. I don't know where she is. And then it's like she said one day, she said, Rinpoche asked, I don't want to practice blah, 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 blah. Of course, I understood my path is Dharma. I want to follow. It's like I'm a very critical person. I don't believe any at all. When I study Dharma, if a little bit make it proved, but to study, practice, I want to make happy myself whole my life until I might die. I said, wonderful, wonderful. That is also, we be in this island, human island. Now we are on the holiday. We don't know how long we are spent in this island. Definitely not forever. And during in these holidays, why we need to become the dissatisfied? Why we need to make suffering ourselves? To be happy. And also this island, we can to pick up gold sand of Dharma, virtue. To pick up this one as much as we can. When we need to move from this island, maybe next some islands, maybe there's no gold of Dharma, cannot to collect virtues. But we already collect from in this island, human islands, then why not? That is. And therefore, belongings things never make harmful things. And we used to be like very much useful, happy, and then wonderful. When we are death process, when we need to check out, whatever we have, say bye-bye. Whoever Malaripa says, and homeland, home house, belongings, these three things are to making the completely samsara. I want to give up these things. All my homeland, home house, belongings, whoever want to take, I will take. I'm going to in the caves, going to in the mountains. Like this. In life is we cannot to do that. But to make joy, useful, wonderful way. When is death process start? Maybe in your bank, you have trillions, hundreds houses, 100 cars, beautiful families. You need to say bye-bye, no clinging, no desire attachment. Whoever want to take, enjoy it. Even my body is maybe going to burn, going to give birds, insect or cat. Doesn't matter. Whoever want to eat. Make an experiment. Once I was in the mountain. And go to nobody see that. Okay, now I'm going to die. And then it's like some potatoes coming to going to eat my body. Maybe it's kind of you scared, kind of attached. But really, if you die in this empty place, you separate your body. Then body is just materials. Some potatoes came to eat. Why not? And if we are like kind of one is the death process to dying, we say it's like the last your bed. And the death bed is the last your bed. And in the hospital or in your home, around doctors, nurse, or it's like your families cry things to dying there, or nobody's cannot to see, nobody's crying, alone, lonely in the forest or some in the empty place that die. It's same. And if you die in the empty place, your belongings you cannot take away. Your families cannot to be followed. Your friends, you die in the empty place, or you die in the hospital or families. You cannot take nothing, one single sense. One is a mouth of the food, one cup of the tea. Nobody cannot follow, only follow the negative karma and positive karma. And like this, that moment to cutting all the clingings. Oh, now I need to look from my path. Which kind of I have the like opportunity or some good things, positive things. Education, realization, proof you did done something positive things. You have like kind of evidence. You have like kind of proof. When you go to the holiday, and first time you check, I need to buy ticket, I need think to hotel food. I have plastic card. How much inside? I bought ticket, how much left? I preserved the hotel, how much left? I'm going to stay there 1 month. During the 1 month, every day I need breakfast, lunch, dinner. Thinking, don't worry. I worked 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. Collected, my plastic card is very useful. No problem. Then you are probably, your journey, don't worry. And you maybe you take business class or intermediate class or maybe economic class. And inside, nothing worried. You arrive in the your destination, holiday place. And you go out to check, maybe with the controls. Go out, maybe you have your friend, maybe yourself. Where is nice bar? Where is a nice restaurant? Plastic card. And be with you. You can go, don't worry. Spend. Which hotel? Go to. 1 month, very relaxed, joyful. Maybe during this month, maybe also you added something. But don't worry. Very happy. Like this, when we need to remove, to check out in this human island and go to the next island, we need to look at the, not plastic card, the card of the mind. How much we installed in the put the positive money inside. Then its death process start, we cut all the clinging in this appearance, in this life. To say, touch or not touch. For example, sometimes I'm checking, when I go to the Tibet and come back, or my families is coming to in the airport, and going to inside, you check in your passport and the ticket. That moment, everybody says the hug and to say bye-bye. And that moment, you already decided you need to depart, no choice. And you have desire, attachment, you want to stay more there. Impossible. You need to go. And also it's like those families, yes, you should go. You cry, blah, 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 blah. It's useless. When you enter into the in the airport, then you need to continue process like this. Like this, when we be in the airport of the death house or death place. And of course, we already bought ticket. Maybe which kind of the ticket of the sickness. And already announced your departure times. And then this airport, there's many things. Nice. All the servers, maybe they are like coming to there, around, preparing. What can we do? They recite mantras, cry. But that moment, you cutting your desire attachment or not, no choice, we need to go. And that moment, I didn't use my belongings. I cannot die. Cannot to say, we cannot escape. And when we need, and that moment, we have such kind of regret. Whole life, I'm dissatisfied. But I'm not that poor. Now, my belongings, who can take away? I don't want some very funny person to take my belongings. And maybe you hated some families. They're going to take away. And you hate to not hate. Maybe like some. Like this moment, then you have like maybe Dharma education. Now it's times. No kind of fear. No kind of clinging in this world. Looking in front of your path. And then it's like more repeating instructions. And then it's like really wonderful. There's no regret in the life. good relation family, good relation your position, belonging, everything. And then it's like not harmful. We will be like pretas that guide treasure, but are incapable of the using that they possess. We become like kind of the pretas in this life. Some most preta is the guardians of the treasures. And because, look, sometimes like a slave, guides. And maybe some guides guide some very rich persons. But you need to take care of them, but you cannot use it. You choose to enjoy by your eye, but you cannot use anything else from this. Then it's like maybe there's a lot of food, but you cannot eat. You are hungry. Maybe there's a lot of clothes, but you cannot wearing. You are like cold. There's so many different houses, but you cannot stay. Maybe you need to very ugly shelter. And then it's like kind of you are looks like pretas, but guardians kind of the treasure of the Besharman, I said, Zambalas. Incapable of the uses, cannot to use like this. Like this, sometimes our belongings, taking care, difficult to beginning to collect, difficult to protect, difficult to develop, investigate or no, invest. And we did all our life, but finally it's nothing kind of helpful. It doesn't help for the happiness, it doesn't help for the next life, it doesn't help for the death process. Then it's like kind of belonging things, harming. Therefore, we are now talking about the like a poor result to stolen things. Therefore, looks closely at people who are apparently rich. Apparently looks like rich, but their mind is very poor, dissatisfied. Then it's what the rich really is. One India guy, he asked one Tibetan guy, "Are you come from Tibet?" "Yes, sir." "In Tibet, some rich in India, sir. You know, in India, some rich is enormous rich." And that Tibet guy said, "Oh yes, we have one rich is that rich is almost not exist in this world." "Ah, really?" "Oh yes." "Do you have some victorious?" "Oh yes. Most like kind of famous victorious in Tibet. There's one." "Oh." And then it's a very powerful person, like take the high position, very like, yes. And then this India guy was very interested. "Can I meet? Maybe can you tell me names?" "Oh, his name is the Malaripa." And he is the highest position. He is most rich, most victorious. He victorious from his own enemy of the disturbed emotions. His mind is most richest. He got the position is the enlightenment. This is the highest position. Like this kind of, then wonderful them. Otherwise, then apparently rich, but like looks like, it's like a rich guardians. Rich guardians looks like puritas. Cannot use your belonging things. That is the awful. That is not very good. if they are not using their wealth freely for the dharmas, it's the truth. Their own belongings, things, they are not free. Maybe families, maybe your own kind of the avarice, coding. They like kind of the cannot to free. Maybe you want to your belongings. For example, you are rich. Maybe you want to do some representative of the three jewels. Maybe you want to spend money for your retreat, for your dharma education, for your practice things, but you cannot do freely. Which is the source of the happiness? You cannot do the source of the happiness in this life because you have most material levels, fantastic, but you're according to your stinginess and covetousness. And according that, also in this life is not very happy. Well-being in this life also is not well-being in this life. Looks like most rich peoples, they have everything is very much poor things. And wearing ugly clothes, eating very jungle food. And they do like this sometimes. Not well-being. And this life, and also its life to the coming in the futures. Or even for the food, even the like kind of the next life, coming life, according to your belongings, things. You never connect to the charities, never connect to any object of the inferiors and the superiors, nothing. And kind of the ruin out these things. Then you didn't prepare in the next life, nothing. Or even for the food and clothes. You all the times eating cheap, simple, and also cheap, simple clothing. They are actually poorer than the poor, poorer than the poor, poorer than the poor, poorer than the poor, poorer than the poor. Okay. Maybe it's like just 5 minutes to stop. Then you can collect questions. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Welcome. And some questions. Nicely.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Nakamoto, she asks, if a small child is sick, can her parents, instead of the child, purify his or her karma by confession? Or is there any other way to help the child?
Mm-hmm. Other way to help, very good. Also purified is very good. And this child also making problems to the family, yes, parents.
Maybe sick.
Oh, sick, yes. Then it's any perspective to help this child is good. The child also we understood. This is the karmic experience, affect experience of similarity to the cause. And
Thank you. Nuclear Nunner
nuclear.
asks, why is there so much suffering?
Mm-hmm. That is a very good question. I'm researching. You need to research. Is it given by God or Buddha or someone's created? Maybe not. You suffering, you create yourself. My sufferings, I created myself. And according to these times, we researched. We done some negative cause in order to get the sufferings, result, effect of sufferings. There, there's like 4 types of how we can to affect or result. Therefore, because there's many beings do the negative things, then it's suffering. Very good question. Please study more.
Thank you. Allah from Russia asks, why are hells needed if you can be born in a certain environment and at a certain time and get all the horrors on earth in human realm? Time is not linear. It is possible to be born at any time in a disadvantaged place with problems and problem parents.
Problems, parents.
With problem parents.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You want to change times. You want to choose some certain times. You want to choose your parents. No problem, no complication. You need to get good parents to have good relationships, should to do the positive things. If you all the time is acting 10 negative actions, that result also in this life and also in the future. It's difficult to choose parents, difficult to choose the certain time or place, or it's like become yours.
Thank you. From Tamari, Rinpoche, could you say, can a bad dream be a consequence of karma?
Bad dream is the habitual tendencies. And these tendencies is like a kind of, sometimes it can be the negative things. It can to make affect, but it's not same as that during the daydreamers. And in this perspective, you have some negative dreams, maybe confess and to some purified, it's no problem.
Thank you. From Xenia, how does accumulation of good karma make conditions for the appearances of states of mind like bodhicitta, non-duality, liberation? How does it work?
Can you repeat?
So she asks, how does the accumulation of good karma make the conditions for the appearance of states of mind like bodhicitta, non-duality, liberation? How does it work?
Liberation, compassion, non-duality, liberation. How corresponding that? Liberation is?
How does the accumulation of good karma correspond to the conditions where we have the states of mind of bodhicitta and non-duality. How does it work?
Then is liberation what?
And liberation also.
Okay, love. Yeah, that is just easy. Maybe to continue follow up the 10 positive action. Maybe so you can to get to more interest to bodhicitta and naturally occurring bodhicitta in your mind. And also bodhicittas more occur in your mind. Maybe your wisdom is increased. Understand more its non-dualities. And then it's in your mind to develop the compassion non-dualities. The liberation is easy there.
Thank you. Then I have a question. If you could explain, as I'm reading about the proliferating effect and actions similar to the cause, I think they seem quite similar.
But this is maybe we need to later, okay?
Okay.
Proliferating is we not yet studied. And
Thank you.
Other questions? No. Our Sangha is not. Okay. Then we have still 10 minutes. And we are stopped the poor than the poor. So there are preta-like experience right now. Is the karmic effect similar to the cause, resulting from their impure generosity in the past? Like impure generosities means it's like a kind of we did some negative activities. And therefore, like in this life, and right now, it looks like preta-like, because they experience lack of the everythings. Maybe it is like you have everything, but mentally you have problems, like very much problem, this disattitude, be like disattitude, and like a lack of the nothing. How do you say? Lack of the nothing enough, or I don't know. It is this kind of the experience, very strange. Sometimes we have this kind of feeling. Like we have everything, food, clothes, shelter, whatever necessities we have. But mind is there is some no contentment, like kind of dissatisfactions, and the lack of the enough. And then it's like there's experience preta-like or preta-like experience. The mind streams way of the thinking same as the pretas. And all this kind of karmic effect, similarity, the cause in the past. Of course, most times we say it's like a kind of thief, stolen, adventitious, not is like to have some attached to the other's belonging, and all the times carrying the desire attachment in order to have everything. But as much as we have, we all the times carrying the dissatisfaction and kind of complain, try to collect through the negative actions and related to the robbery, burglary, and cheating with the traders. And this kind of result is like from the impure generosity. Impure generosity, you did something. Generosity is the action. Give something. This give from the impure things. And this is like this, then maybe very important things. Now, and to think about impermanent, and also it is like to stop doing some stealing things. And if we have some in this life, like a kind of the poverty or lack of the things, no need to be worried or anxieties. Maybe a little bit to accept that. Surely this is my purification of the past negative actions. Okay, I'm to survive. Say it's like enough cloth, enough food, just enough food, cloth, shelters. And that we used that to be happy with that. Doing important task is the Dharma practice. Reflecting on the Dharma or contemplating on Dharma and meditating on the Dharma. Listen more and more again Dharma, how to meditate, how it is the meaning of the Dharma. And Dharma is telling to us relative truth, very much realities in the present moment, the situations, and based our 5 faculties, direct to receive the 5 object desirables, and linked these faculties, object corresponding, is created our life. Where day and night rely on this object and subject, we say we are under life, alive. And in this alive, maybe we more to do some important things. And on this life, maybe you can to confess what you've done in the negative things in the past. And in this life, also what we done negative, confess. And this wonderful life, it's wonderful and to study more for the Dharma. And then it's how we can to deal, how we can to use these relative realities, how we can to use our 5 faculties. 5 faculties receive the 5 object desirables. How we can to deal with that. 5 faculties looking for more and more receive the 5 object of the desirables. But 5 desirables are like a charming, attractive, deceptive, like a rainbow. Very much beautiful, ugly, nice, not nice. Many there is the actings. When 5 faculties received, good, desirables, all the times want again and again. Bad desirable object try to get rid, but coming again and again. This is like the principal faculty of the mind. When we are mind, we something reject. I don't want to thinking that thought come back again and again. We want to think about something very much tiring, boring, immediately forget it. This is the relative mind, samsaric mind. It's like this. But when we study the Dharma, we can understand more in the relative reality. How I can to control the relative mind and relate to the relative five faculties. How I can to make the perfect. How I can rely on the five object desirables. How I can deal. And five faculties receive the five desirable objects. It doesn't harm to me. I want to use properly way, correctly way. Therefore, we are studying Dharma. If we study Dharma, contemplate Dharma, give education, Dharma education to us, maybe we can understand more and more. We can more approach to the absolute truth, the truth of the realities. And therefore we are studying Dharma, and to study Dharma, to purify all the past, the negative action of the killing, stealing, and this similarity of the causalities, experience, mature like a ripen, all these things, be tolerant, not necessarily be nervous, anxiety, angry, something. Of course, someone says like some sick, some negative circumstances coming. Why? Why it's happened to me? Complain, sad, angry. But if you have Dharma educations, there's nothing to be sad. Even though it's like your body is explode right now, okay? Maybe I have some karma, negative deeds. Maybe I did something explode other sentient beings. That is the like repayment. I need to pay back. Of course, we look at the more absolute truth in the perspective of the mind. More me approach to the natural expanse, free from birth, death, old age, sickness, so on. We are more and more happy, externally, internally, between whatever miraculous discipline movement occurring. And this unexhaustible or extraordinary mental mind, absolute truth perspective. Everything is no need to abandon, no need to adopt it. This is just the expression of the absolute realities. We do not need the strugglings. Wonderful. Need to study. Thank you. We stop there. Mam ben zan gar pe ma sa da rong yang nan da lo zhe ni mi ba sa dong ga me de dong long gu zhe zhe ge xin ka me je ge pe cha song do par je ro wo xie wa zam lin sa ye te wa dor je da tu sum jar vi chu ko kor ba ni te ye na xiao nga ya wa long ge le song do par je ro wo xie wa Gu pa lan zhe zi di san zang po zi wa di jian zhong bu to de ji Ge pa lu min kan zhu zhong gu gu zi mo zhong kang sam ten niu pa di Song do par ji re wo xie ba re xiao re ji re te ye zi mo yar mi kong Xiar xie lo xiao nga ban zhi ya na xiao pe ra xiong xiao zhan Xia nong pan mi song ta wang yun do song do par ji re wo xie ba re xiao Cham dong chen chen lom bern jia rin chel an do na pa ge cha ba cha xie Xia wen da ye ba go jin ta ba ba chen chun ko ro du dong da dong do zo pa Song do par ji re wo xie ba re xiao po song jun bi xin dong de zi che Ne xin man jiang zhe song te pe chu chung song ren zang xia su zha ma zha Te si man qu ji zha dong da le ye re song do par ji re wo xie ba re xiao Borong yar me chen bu te wa la rang chen ser je pe ma nye di ting De xie kan du rong yong pe ma yong ka sam rin du jia zi long na Song do par je ru wo xie ba ra xiao kong ge sab ser de chen ye xi zel Dong nian ni je xia ru yang che le xiao che gang dong che par po yer Chao jia pan min je song do par je ru wo xie ba ra xiao Ye je chan na jia bo rin zang na ma wo sar do je ro ngo jam sel Yang je chan na pa bo pan zhe na xie zhe nyang dong zhong lin chu zhe wer Song do par je ru wo xie ba ra xiao ta ku re pan sang jian bo ni ngar Zhe wu te ten zhe pe chen qiu na te pa ren gun ko lo la xue ji Yu mi gong bu zi je ter xun zang song do par je ru wo xie ba ra xiao Xiao yin cam jie zhen qian ban chang ge ba wang zha ge la dong la men king Dor ji le ge er min chi da bu yu xiao nong song wen qiu zhen de ba ra Song do par ji ru wo xie ba ra xiao te te long ge yar me gong zi nong Xiao na pe man ji dan wang xu lan cang bu chen ku ro sang min ku ji Nang to pa xiao zha den tar wa xie song do par ji ru wo xie ba ra xiao Te ten chu ge xian kang nyang ge wa yan nong ye xie nian bo gang de zong Nong ta ri pen ko la da chu tuan tuan ku ro gong ba nyang bo chen lin jian Song do par ji ru wo xie ba ra xiao go ye gan nian jia ru qian bo Xia nang sang wa la san de jie gan po nyang ngong ni me te tam sen de Tam jian jian cui par ta jiang a dong song do par ji ru wo xie ba ra xiao Te ta xin ge ko par sar ta ba ni chur yer je song do par la Ye chen nang ge ri fi man den tu rong li me je xin ge ko po no Rong nong song do par ngon ba ra xiao che per xie zo san mu ten zhe je Za seng ko ngin da pa chu ni zhong ni song do pa ri po rong che Na xie ye xie ro ru zar zo ni rong ri pen zhong jie dong jar wa xiao Cu ju rong tong gang me le lam ngi ba ra guan ni zong gang do je Pe li dor je te pe san chu ni che per wo sar zo hua qian bo ye Tam mo ma ye xie la ma sar xian mi lu pe ngong de zo ni zhong Yan yin pe ma wu te chur ba xiao kar te gong ba zar qian ma zo na Sun de ma lang zhao pu pen ba ye nang yin che ba zan ta ba xiong ba ce Pe me po nian kan zhu kan ke mi ngang se lo ben ke se ni zong te Ka qian za dong ga na ta ta dao chung pe ma wu te che per xiao Xun yin nam ba ra ta po den ba ra tong Gong chu za si me jiang cuo tu jie ye Da ke man ba ye jian zhe jie ni Zhu wan zhen bu te pen xie per xiao Kong ri ra ri ko ri xin kam se pen dong de wa ma lu zhong Tenzin Janso Ye Shepi Santi Parda Tanjur Ji Parda Lami Kusi Temba Tong Kanyam Yong La Deshin Jongwa Tong Dzogchen Malu Tsuso Dui Nirdu Songji Sarang Pa Sho Shiva Kanda Yongdo Lama Tong Dharmi Chuji Pala Long Shu Ji Sadong Lam Ji Yang Ten Durjen Chonggu Gompo Nirdu Shu Senjene pa jenye pa nyerdane le tajer ji droba ne na male pa tada nywa me par shu Maintenant, dans d'un bâton, son dijon de pardon. Quand je semble la sopa, ni ji sendon danger ji. Son dans la somme qu'en la pense la yatashi ni jerte dele samba yan de paton serene me deshe dember shu karma rar marmaton chubar savachu Malam Lokton Tantai Vin Tuyi Chunan Tita Ngon Benza Satu Samaya Mani Pala Titanda Dumi Davos